with Managed IT Solutions. It is another Tech Talk Tuesday. Um, and my screen just went split mode on me on Edge. It's a new feature. Gotta love it. So I'm not loving it. I'm not really loving it. So, anywho, so I can actually see myself a little bit because I'm vain, I guess. I don't know. Today, we talk about tech, AI, cybersecurity, etc. In the past, what we've been talking about recently is the Microsoft printer mess. In case you don't remember me griping about that, still have not fixed it. Still working on it. Had other fires. Rogue AI bots are going on, and I still see people popping stuff up about how OpenClaw or CloudBot or whatever you want to call it now. It's actually OpenClaw. Runs amok if you don't put guardrails on it really easily, really quickly. Do not run OpenClaw, please, not in a production environment. Why ChatGPT is not, AI exclusive for your business. It's not going to be end all be all, right? It's a tool. What you can expect if we ever do an AI growth and profit assessment for your business, and what some of the tools can do and why tools are great, but at the end of the day, they're just tools. As a business owner, you really should be focusing out on outcomes, right? Not just what tools are we using. You want to make a plan that utilizes tools, of course, but you don't want to be tool focused. So today, what I want to talk about, and it kind of relates back to OpenClaw, is going to be back to governance, right? Control of these devices. AI is already in your company, probably, right? You just don't know about it. If I were to do an audit on your business today, how many AI tools do you think I'd find? Zero? Actuality, it's probably between 5 to 20 different AI tools in your business right this moment, right today, that your employees are using, whether you know it or not, right? So it's no longer shadow IT, which is programs that you didn't necessarily know that people were downloading and using. It's now a subset, shadow AI, right? So you've got potentially employees uploading documents into ChatGPT or another AI. They could be using AI browser extensions on their Google or Edge or whatever they're using for their browser. They could be doing something as as simple as Zapiers, right? Zaps, connecting two different programs, trying to do some automation. And Zapier's been around a long time, so there's a chance somebody might be using it. And then if you've got Copilot, maybe somebody, Microsoft Copilot, maybe somebody has connected it to their their OneDrive or to your SharePoint without you knowing about it, so that Copilot can ingest that data. So without an acceptable use policy, without bringing attention to it to your employees, you don't have governance, right? You don't have control. It's kind of a Wild West. So, like I said, shadow AI is just a subset of shadow IT, right? Shadow IT is all programs. Shadow AI is going to be stuff that's directly related to AI tools. Some others might be, note takers. Lots of people use note takers. I use note takers, but I know I'm using them. And of course, the people I'm working with know that I'm using them, so they're there. And so, the biggest problem is with all this in the Wild West of AI is data leakage, right? So, you could have contracts out there, you could have PII out there, personally identifiable information, or PHI, personal health information, or financial data, right? Depending on what business you're in. Some of these tools retain this information. They have a memory, right? That's what it's called. And some don't. And most users don't know which ones have it and which ones don't have it, and how you can turn it off so that they can't use it, or they can use it, right? And so, depending on what this data is, if it's PHI and you're putting it up into these models, you could be in violation of HIPAA compliance, right, or high tech compliance. If it's financials, depending on your industry, again, you could be in violation of SEC rules. You could be in violation of FINRA rules. You could be in violation of PCI. If you happen to work in government contracting for defense companies, you could be in violation of DFARS, right? So if you don't understand all those acronyms I just spit out, you probably don't have to worry about it. If you do, think about it, because you probably do have this problem and you need to control it, right? So the problem with a lot of these tools is you don't have any standards, you have no audit trail, and you've built no policies to help you control it, or you put the reins on your employees, because that's the big thing, right? If your employees don't implement it, don't use the tools, don't try them out, then of course this becomes it's a non-problem, right? The only other real problem you might have is if there's AI built into some tool that you already use, and they've been upgraded by the vendor to include AI, and they don't tell you and they don't let you turn it off, right? So that's going to be one of your other big problems that you have to worry about. So the real issue isn't that AI is necessarily dangerous. It's like any other tool, right? It's as dangerous as the person wielding it. It's much like anything else, right? A chainsaw is rather inert, just sitting there on the ground. It's great if you're trying to cut down trees. It's horrible if you've got some masked guy chasing you around the campgrounds at night, right? So just depends on the situation and who's wielding the tool. Sorry, I had a flashback to Friday the 13th. So again, adoption of AI without governance introduces risk to your business. And that's what we want to help you try to eliminate. Again, AI's another analogy. It's like electricity, right? If you wire it correctly, it powers your company. If you wire it wrong, you can burn the whole damn thing down. So that's really what you need to think about when it comes to AI and how it's used in your company. Start with an acceptable use policy for AI. If you need one, we have templates available, and you can just leave a comment that you need the AI AUP acceptable use policy, and I will try to get it over to you. You should do an inventory of AI usage. That basically means that you're going to have to monitor computers and what they're using and where they're going on the web, etc. You need to make sure that you're approving specific tools, and that can be part of your acceptable use policy that gets signed off by your employees. You should be blocking unapproved extensions and unapproved tools, right? You can block ChatGPT. You can block Claude. You can block others from your network. And then you can sleep peacefully at night. Okay. Not 100%. Somebody wants to get around what you're doing, they'll figure out a way to get around it, right? So that's what policies are for, right? Policies are signed off by people. They're acknowledged by people. They say they understand what you expect of them in their behaviors, right? So you just have to have a policy that says you do this, then this is a consequence. It's just like any other policies that are out there. There are more tools coming out every day. Okay, maybe every week or every month. That will allow you to control AI usage inside of your company. But again, if you use the firewall at your company to block it, what happens for people at home? If you use a web, a software-based firewall on the workstations, that's great. But you can always have somebody use their personal machine to log into OneDrive or to SharePoint, or to use a thumb drive, good old-fashioned thumb drive, which I do not have on my desk, which is amazing because I've got everything else on my desk. Let's see. I've got a Joker. I've got a pen. I have some lovely mints, but no thumb drive. Huh. Actually, another 10 of mints. Well, if you need a mint, you know where to come. Anyway, so AI isn't really optional anymore, and ignoring AI is not optional. Even if you don't want to use AI, you still have to think about AI for your company. You need to make sure that you're taking control of the situation. So I'll end with something simple, right? I say it every week. You want to aim higher and operate smarter when it comes to AI technology. You want to put rails around it. If you're not sure that if AI is already running your company, we can help you find out. We can do a full audit. We can do a quick audit. Just contact us again, midsaim.com, or you can go to managedits.com. We'll still respond, either one. And so with that being said, the one piece I always end with, cybersecurity starts with you. You guys have a great week. Leave comments if you have questions. I'll try to get to them either in the comment section or in the next video. Have a good weekend or a good week, productive, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.